This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
This is The Mighty Rock, starring BJ and Migs. Mornings.
Because, hey, at least once a day, you should experience a BJ.
You know, I'm ready for my BJ.
Yeah! 99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Live day is back. Oh, yeah, you can join us. That's right. You can join us again. We're letting the people in. Be there. Yeah. November 18th is when it's happening at the Snoqualmie Casino. And we got sound effects, commercials, music, all live. Nothing pre-recorded. You know Live Day, man. It is, it's an extravaganza of who knows what the hell's going to happen.
Some call it an extravaganza. Others call it a giant cluster F. But either way, it's a lot of fun, and it's always fun to have the Rockaholics there to hang out with us and enjoy the festivities.
And this is a special Live Day as we're celebrating our 50th anniversary this year, so it is solid gold 70s, baby. That's the theme. So Great. Make sure you show up if you want to. Show up, dressed in theme.
Yeah, maybe something, I don't know, maybe not disco-inspired, but maybe disco-inspired. Maybe just a straight-up solid gold onesie.
Whoa.
I don't know. Throwing it out there. Something from the 70s.
I'm not going to turn down. I think that, disco's a part of it. That whole look is a part of it. And some people want to John Travolta it. Let them do it.
DJ, finally you get to wear bell-bottoms.
Wow. It's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I actually have something planned, which is not going to be surprising, but will be surprising.
You're going to dress as C-3PO.
Well, that actually was the first Star Wars movie was from the 70s, but I'm not going there.
Oh.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. That does count. Yeah. So listen, however you want to make this happen, make sure you make it happen. Tickets go on sale starting this Friday at 10 a.m. for a Live Day, November 18th at Snoqualmie Casino. Lots of different packages of tickets you can choose from. Great variety. So you want more info, you want to figure it out, you know where to go. KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to be Migs. What am I looking at here?
And it's Tuesday, so it's time to turn down for the Kraken.
Wow, that is horrific.
What is on your face right now, Rev?
It's a crocheted tentacle mask.
Yeah.
I bought it on Amazon.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's my tentacle mask.
You have a Kraken face.
Yeah, so I've got tentacles that come over my mouth, and my little beardy kind of sticks through there. But yeah,
Well, if you're doing that, I've got the sweet Release the Kraken rum that our friend Steve and Sherry, great listeners of the show, they mailed it to us to celebrate the Kraken being an NHL team.
time to celebrate.
That's right. The Kraken Attacks from Seattle rum bottle right here.
That is fantastic.
Morning drinks.
This is all very fantastic. I never thought I'd see the day that the Rev would go all in on a sports situation.
This is awesome. He painted his house Kraken colors.
Yeah, I painted the house Kraken colors. There's a Kraken flag hanging out today, outside of it. I've got my little Kraken mask right now, which is very warm, actually.
Yeah.
It's crocheted and fits my head very well.
I don't know what to say. I mean,
I love it.
I mean, he's the sports ball guy, and I think there's probably a lot of his geeky friends going, "What are you doing?"
There's plenty of them who are like, "Shut up," and I'm like, "No, I love the hockeys."
The hockeys. Okay, well, we're working. It's a work in progress, clearly.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
dude,
it is,
as a lifelong hockey fan, I am so pumped to see so many brand new hockey fans.
Oh, totally.
This makes me so freaking happy, and I'm so pumped that we have a team now.
Yes.
So officially tonight is the night.
Rev is living proof because sports can unify people, and Rev was never on board with a lot of things. And Steve, look at you guys have this in common now.
Right. Well, even like Danny and I, Danny never probably thought once about hockey before all this. I mean, I look at Vicky. Vicky has probably just as much Kraken gear as I do. I feel like every time
amazing, yeah.
I see her wearing a Kraken thing, she's got something new on.
Seems like a new sweater right there, or sweatshirt.
Costco, man.
Yeah.
Costco is where it's at for Kraken gear.
Also, I'm really excited for that mask for you because when you actually go to a game, which I know you have some tickets this season,
I do.
You are ready to go. You're not going to be cold at all.
Right? I know. And then maybe I'll get up on the big screen there, too.
They have to put you on the big screen. You're a Kraken man.
Kraken man.
Lots of love to the politicians and the business people that made this happen. I mean, this is the day. Everything we'd hoped for the longest time is finally happened. A lot of people busted their asses to make this happen. And Steve, we remember when the politicians were not behind sports, didn't think a whole lot of it, quite frankly, but that's changed a lot. The new regime, of politicians in this area really were very instrumental in helping get this done because sports is so important to bringing a community together. And Rev and Steve and Vicky and I mean, you guys know this. It's living proof. So a lot of kudos.
F all the politicians. Personally, I'd like to thank the Lightwikis, the ownership group for making this happen as well. I definitely want to give some love to John Barr and NHL to Seattle, a grassroots group that has been for years banging the drum about the NHL coming to Seattle. One of the guys I saw, he held a sign one time at a Vegas Golden Knights game saying, "Bring the NHL to Seattle," and he's going to Vegas.
Nice.
He's going to have that very sign. Just as a commemorative thing. There's been so many people that have just been trying to make this happen in the Northwest. And for years, we thought it wasn't going to happen. So this is a very exciting night.
It's a really
celebration, bitches.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. But that's the game tonight. We got to play a game right now. We've got Jess and
because we have a texter that says, "Who cares about hockey? Play the damn game."
Oh, you're not wrong there. Yeah, we still got to play the game.
Slow your roll, Texter. Jeez, let people have fun.
Jess,
there is no fun on this show, BJ.
Yeah.
Only
Pete
Miggs.
Yeah.
Jess, are you there?
Wow.
Good morning. All right,
Hi,
Steve.
Jess.
Get out of here. Goodbye. For those playing at home, Jess will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jess, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. How are you? Ready?
I think so.
That's the spirit. Letters in the alphabet that are not vowels are called what?
Consonant.
Yes. The candy goobers are chocolate-covered what?
Caramel.
No.
Pass.
Who co-starred alongside Zac Efron in the comedy Dirty Grandpa?
Oh, I don't like his movies. Pass.
Invertebrates are creatures without what?
Spine.
Yes. How many castaways were there on Gilligan's Island?
Oh, snap. 7.
Yes.
Nice.
What month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
October.
Yes. Luciano Pavarotti was a well-known singer of what style of music?
Jazz.
No.
Pass.
Which animal is traditionally used to when truffle hunting?
Fox.
No.
Dog.
No.
Pass.
What is the name of the telescope that was launched into orbit in 1990?
I'm just going to pass this one right now.
Oh, all right. Well, Jess, you got 4 correct.
All right. I
Hey,
see
that's better than I thought.
Jess, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Ooh,
Oh, no
there's a couple
wonder.
that are not going to hit on those.
Poor Jess, out of her
Yeah.
wheelhouse, man. Yeah. Well, good job considering, Jess.
Thank you.
Well, fortunately for Jess, some of these might be out of Steve's wheelhouse, too.
Let's hope.
Yep, you got a hope on that one.
He thinks he's all fancy with his, his inaugural season Kraken sweater.
It's got the patch on it. It's really cool.
I know.
Represent me and Danny. Both of us rocking our jerseys that we bought on the first day they were available.
Yeah, we did. And you're gonna keep that one with no nameplate on the back?
Right.
Nice.
That's I think
it
it feels
pure
like
on
just
that
keep
one.
it the way it is.
Yeah.
And then at some point, just not wear it a lot because I don't want to ruin it.
Good call.
More jerseys to come, of course.
Totally. Are you ready?
Release the Kraken.
Even though it's a Tuesday.
Letters in the alphabet that are not vowels are called what?
Consonants.
Yes. The candy goobers are chocolate-covered what?
Chocolate-covered goobers?
No.
Chocolate-covered peanuts?
Yes.
Nice.
Who co-starred alongside Zac Efron in the comedy Dirty Grandpa?
Johnny Knoxville.
No.
Oh, crap. Al De Niro? Robert De Niro.
Yes. Wow. Invertebrates are creatures without what?
Spines.
Yes. How many castaways are there on Gilligan's Island?
7.
Yes.
Good job.
What month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
This month, October.
Yes. Luciano Pavarotti was a well-known singer of what style of music?
Opera.
Yes. Which animal is traditionally used when truffle hunting?
Pig.
Yes. What is the name of the telescope that was launched into orbit in 1990?
Sputnik.
No.
Telly.
No.
Tubby.
No.
Oh, Teddy.
Bob.
No. Tim Duncan was a notable player of what sport?
Basketball.
Yes, and Steve, almost a perfect 10, but you win 9-4.
Sorry, Jess.
It's all good. Thank you.
Have a
Yeah,
great day.
Feel free to play anytime you want, Jess. And hopefully we'll get some younger questions for those younger folks.
Well,
Come
sometimes
on.
it works out, sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm not going to lie, it's really hard to read things in this tentacle mask.
Yeah, I would feel like your field of vision, your perception, or whatever.
Oh, it's
they call
really
it.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get the face sweats if you keep that on too long.
It's very, very itchy. Like, I can't wear this that often right now.
Yeah, it is. I bet. Yeah, if it was knitted, you said?
Yeah, crocheted or something like that. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So what was the answer to that one?
The
telescope
the
one.
telescope one, Hubble.
Hubble.
The Hubble
on.
Space Telescope.
Come on, Steve.
Now I know it.
Unbelievable.
I'll probably forget it. But
Yeah, that's fine.
You will.
Oh man, I forgot to dedicate today's one because yesterday was an epic day in the Steve Miggs household.
Oh, really? What happened?
Tatum was able to learn a new word and worked it into a sentence.
Really?
What?
Yes, it's a 2-word sentence, but I mean it's very true based on what Dad just finished doing. And she said this.
Daddy pooped.
Yep, she said Daddy pooped. And I was never more proud.
Wow.
I think she heard Mom saying it because little Tatum was banging on the door while Daddy was trying to take care of some business.
Leave me alone.
Oh.
And I come out, and she wouldn't stop saying this.
Daddy pooped.
Yep.
That's it. Nice. You know what? The kid's, she's on her way. She's learning the important phrases.
So, of course, I got it on video, and I'm like grabbing that clip, and she keeps hearing it. So then she thinks, I should just keep saying it. So then for the rest of the night, that's all she was saying. It was awesome.
Lovely. Yeah. Okay. Well, see, though, but now she's seeing how you're doing it. She's like, another thing we have in common. This is awesome.
Just wait till it happens at church.
Oh, boy. Dude. It's funny you say that. I meant to find it because, they live stream all the stuff now for people that don't want to go but want to still watch it on, Facebook and things along those lines. It was, right during, there's, a prayer song. And all of a sudden, she just has a meltdown because she wants, we call Lulu Bubby. That's what she says. Mm-hmm. So she just starts screaming, Bubby! Right in the middle of, a quiet part of the church.
Wow.
Apparently at this very moment, she wants her dog.
Yeah.
It just would not stop screaming it. I was like, oh, boy. We need to get her out of the room.
Yeah. All righty. The joy of children.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, a well-known actor says that he was asked by ABC to do Dancing with the Stars. And when he said no, they canceled the show that he was a star on. You're going to hear from him at 7:17 on The Rock.
50 years of KISW, brought to you by Palace Law. 99.9 KISW. BJ and Biggs, mornings, continues on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Buddy of the show, Bob Saget, just did an interview where he claims that when his hit sitcom, it was his sitcom, I don't know if it was a hit, Surviving Suburbia was on, ABC's president told him that he would only renew the show for a second season if Saget would be a contestant on Dancing with the Stars.
I wonder how often that happens, because sometimes I wonder, like, why is this person on this show?
Right.
And I also, shocking that Hollywood could be kind of like shady and do stupid things like that, but I never even thought once that that's on Dancing with the Stars or like The Masked Singer, that might just be them doing a solid for the network so that they could keep whatever it is that they're doing.
Yeah, here he is talking about this, and he said he showed X-rays of his knees to prove that he would be unable to dance.
The Dancing with the Stars thing. Now, I was asked to dance on there. I had a sitcom called Surviving Suburbia, and the president of the network said that he would only pick up my series if I appeared on Dancing with the Stars. So they wanted me to go on, and he said, you got to dance, and I sent him X-rays of my knees because I had surgeries. Right? And he still didn't pick it up because he doesn't want a note from your doctor.
Wow. Yeah, man. Wow. And they did end up canceling Bob's show after one season back in 2009.
Now, could it be that it was canceled because maybe it had bad ratings?
Well, that's
probably
the thing.
But I still think that's hilarious. That it's like, do Dancing with the Stars or I can't read your show.
But think about this, though. Think about this, Steve. If the show did have bad ratings, they're willing to put it somewhere just to get Bob Saget on Dancing with the Stars. Like, they'll go, we'll bury it somewhere. Well, that is really wild. Like, some of the stuff you see on TV, how many deals were made? Because I watch shows and I go, how is this show still on TV? And it turns out maybe because they made a deal with the devil, like, they wanted Bob Saget to do.
And I mean, look, back in the day, I mean, Seinfeld wasn't like a ratings grabber right from day one or month or season one. Same like, remember like Cheers being one of the most iconic shows. And I don't think it was doing all that well at first. So, sometimes they'll give a show that's not all that great a few seasons, but they're just like, no, you're not doing Dancing with the Stars. We're not even going to try.
Yeah. Man. Wow. And you know what? Congratulations to whatever Jerry had to do to keep that show on the air then.
I would have loved to have seen Bob Saget on Dancing with the Stars, though.
That would have been fun. But you know what? I mean, he had a note from his doctor, so.
It didn't help, apparently. Gosh.
No.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
Yeah, Bob Saget says that ABC asked him to be on Dancing with the Stars. He said no. They canceled the TV show he was on soon after that. So based on this, we want you to finish this sentence. I still can't believe I was asked to do blank. Whether it be at work or anywhere else, what was the most ridiculous thing that you were asked to do? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Work, anywhere else? What was the most ridiculous thing that you were asked to do? Your calls, your texts, after Stained on The Rock.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Bob Saget says that ABC asked him to do Dancing with the Stars. He said no, and then they canceled his TV show he was on. Pretty much. Oh, man.
We were trying to do research on the show, and it's like barely even like information about that show. I think it was just like one of those shows that just wasn't going to last no matter what.
Oh, I watched it.
You did? Oh, that's right, because we were, Bob was on our show a bunch. I can understand that.
Yeah, I checked it out, and yeah. I mean, I could see why it got canceled. It just was an okay show. I also could see that it would last. It was one of those things where, it's like, how they have midline sitcoms, the ones that some people will have an audience for, but they're never going to be the top of the line. It had that vibe to it.
That sounds like a show that I would watch then. I'm always the guy that watches like the sitcoms that just really have no future.
Yeah, that's you.
It really is.
Yeah. So, yeah, Bob Saget, man, they said, would you dance? He said no, and so they canceled his show. So, We want you to finish this sentence based on this. I still can't believe I was asked to do blank, whether it be at work or anywhere else. What was the most ridiculous thing that you were asked to do? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
I can't believe that my boss wanted me to hand wash his car one day. I told him to F off. I left that job that day, and I got a better job the next week. Been there for 22 years. LOL. Suck it, Chuck.
Wow. Suck it, Chuck.
Well,
nice.
Yeah. Dude, I remember my old show when I first started working in radio, and I was like producing and just working behind the scenes. And the old guy I worked with was like, "You know, Rick Dees has his producers wash his car for him." And I was like,
"Wow!"
And I remember like, all right, this is going to go one or two ways. Like, you know, it's like one of those moments where I'm like, I'm at a fork in the road. Like, if I agree to this, I feel like I'm going to have to do a lot of stupid stuff. If I put my foot down, I might lose my job, but I also am putting my foot down and not going to have to deal with this ever again. So I just said, did you know I don't work for Rick Dees?
That's amazing.
And he laughed. He's like, all right, just check.
Yeah, he was hunting for that one there.
He played it off like he was joking, but I feel like he was just checking to see how far he could push me to see if I'd be willing to do something like that.
Good for you, man.
That's amazing.
I ain't washing your car. I didn't take this job to wash your car. Like, no.
You got to let people know that up front.
Yeah, suck it, Chuck.
Yeah, you really.
And Andy, Chuck.
Yeah. Whoa. You know, your former guy, we would have some interesting lunches, and I'm like, what are you doing? I would sit with him and go, why are you doing A, B, and C? And he'd go, hey, of course, he had more success than I did, but I was like trying to learn. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why is A, B, and C happening? And he'd be like, hey, pal, you know what? Just why don't question me.
And for those who don't know, Rick Dees is like an iconic radio guy that's been like at the top of morning radio mountain when he like L.A., New York. He's done
Rick
it all.
Dees, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so like that was like his like, hey, Rick Dees has got a producer that's willing to wash cars for him.
Yeah. But what a great response. Yeah, well, he's at the top of whatever, and you're over here working with me.
Yeah, I ain't working with Rick Dees, and I wouldn't do that for Rick Dees either.
Yeah.
Go kiss my butt, man.
That is awesome.
Like, I want to do stupid stuff, but I'm not washing anybody's car unless it's my own. And I don't even do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 206-421-ROCK, Texas at 77999. I'm sure Vicky has got some wonderful stories. Can't be about me, though, because she's worked other places, right? Right, Vic?
I mean, I have worked here, 12 years, so I should have a story or two, I think. But
really? It's not about Steve. Come on. He's a good guy.
It's not about Steve.
It's all about Steve.
Yeah.
It's about Sarah, maybe, and that one time you were redoing her bedroom, and I was tasked with moving her drawer of the unmentionables. And I'm not talking about underwear.
Toys.
Yes. All the things.
Greatest gig in the world right there, huh, Vic?
I mean, luckily she's my homie, so I'm like, I'll do it for you, girl. But I'm just picturing if it were any other person or if I didn't know her, how awkward that would have been. It obviously doesn't bother me, but it is an awkward and weird thing to ask.
I agree.
Yeah.
I have to tell you though, my family is puts me in situations where I'm like, are you kidding me? But I knew, and
not like you ever made, like one texter said, not like you ever made anyone return your wife's underwear for you.
No, never. I never did that. Now, I will say this, and I did add this caveat. You've got to let them know up front before they're taking the job. Look, this is what I'm going to ask you to do.
Right.
That way you get to say no to the job. I mean, I feel like that's very fair because I needed a personal assistant but I said, look, I half of the job will be radio, which I know you want to do, but I really need a personal assistant. This is going to be working for me, really not the company. Are you okay with that? And, you get to say no. Whereas if somebody, you take a job and then they go, oh, by the way, we're going to have you do this, this, and this. You go, well, that was nowhere in the job description when I was applying for this job. What the hell is that about?
Surprise.
Yeah. See, I don't go for that. And so, I mean, at least I told you, Vicky, you'd be doing stuff. I didn't know what exactly would come up because, well, hey, my family.
I remember the job interview, you said you might have to pick up dog poo. And I was like, all right, cool. And honestly, I would rather do this than pick up dog poo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you set the standard low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never had to pick up dog poo, luckily.
So that's why you always go, at least it's not picking up poop.
Right?
Yeah. You know who you can blame for that, by the way, is Ralphie May.
How could you blame a man who's no longer with us?
I know, but he's the guy that got me involved in this because I remember he would come to town. He would say, how is it you don't have a personal assistant? And I'm like, I don't know, Ralphie. And he goes, everywhere I go, I travel and I do so many radio shows. Every guy I talk to has got an assistant and you don't have one. I go, I didn't even know you could get one. I don't know anything about this. And meanwhile, he was just like, Ralphie liked to enjoy his herbal relief. And he just pointed to this woman across the room. I mean, she'd been there the whole time, but we'd hang out. And Ralphie, one of the greatest guys you could ever meet, is like, man, I don't got to think about nothing because of her. And then all of a sudden, somebody who I didn't even realize was in the room is right there. He goes, she does everything for me. She's my personal assistant. I'm telling you, you got to get one of these. And that was what turned me the corner because I realized, wow, he's literally just getting stoned and not caring about a world. And she was in charge of everything. And
she kind of hovers sober around all these stoners. And just like, Ralphie, you got to go over here now.
Yeah, and she would be like, okay, BJ, time for you to go. It's time for me to sober this guy up a little bit. But I was like, wow, it really changed my life. And so, Vicky, thank you for taking care of that. You did a great job.
I got you.
This could be the text of all the text, though, for ridiculous things being asked to do. My sister's best friend hit me up on Facebook last week asking if I would be a quote-unquote donor for her to get pregnant. I jokingly said, will we do it the old-fashioned way and bone? She said, yes. I told her thanks, but I'm saving my swim team for marriage, LOL.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you really want to jump into that kind of arrangement.
Wow. Yeah. That's weird. I mean, there's been some sitcoms that have done that. Wasn't that a storyline for Grace and Frankie?
I think. What the hell am I watching that show for?
Yeah. I think Grace's daughter's boyfriend was asked to be a sperm donor for somebody, and it just that's weird. It makes it weird for everybody. I mean, go to a bank like everybody else and don't know who the father is.
Maybe she sees the guy and likes what he's all about. It's like, you know what? This is the kind of guy that I'd want for the genes when it comes to my child.
I mean, if it was me, I want somebody that's tall because that would make my child average height. So you got to look for these things.
Yeah, sometimes it works out that way, and sometimes it doesn't, Vicky.
I don't know. That totally is how that works, but hey.
Yeah.
It might.
You're right, it might.
Okay. The singer of a well-known band just got so drunk during his concert that one fan said it was the most chaotic show of her life. I'll tell you what happened at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.